My parents give me $20 every time I get an A. And I've invested wisely in Bitcoin.
Well, thankfully, if you include the firearm, I already have the $415 here, so we don't need your space money.
Great. I'll just hold on to it until the global economy inevitably collapses.
One BTC and 32 ETH.
Prime XBT have also come on board to support this, and we'll be using that platform for copy trading or for our own margin trading activities. So without further ado, let's get into it. Welcome to One Bitcoin and 32 ETH, the best show on crypto every week. Johnny Gonzo, Stefano, Colavan, how are you boys?
Sweet.
Hello.
What a week. A pretty amazing show coming up tonight, people. We've got a pretty amazing offer in the second half of the show. We'll be looking for some people to come and join the channel as sponsored players of Axie Infinity. So stick with us for that. That's coming up the second half of the show. But as we always do, Meme of the Week.
Elmo, how was it? How do you feel?
Bitcoin close to mooning, all-time high to the moon. Everybody's getting all euphoric and crazy again.
They are.
Is everybody over leveraged or what?
Well, look, that's a good place to start the show. We're not actually reviewing a project tonight, so we'll go a bit more in depth on what's happening overall. So maybe, Stefano, if you want to give us your thoughts on where we're tracking, especially with Bitcoin and Ethereum. Obviously, it's become a lot harder for us to trade our way with these shit coins and some good projects as well to get to that figure with the huge increase we're seeing. Just a couple of quick notes before I hand it over to you, Stefano. 99% of Bitcoin Now addresses are now profitable. Could that cause a pullback? Quite
sure
possibly.
Did. All those people that bought 12 hours ago.
Yeah. I think it's only by the top Scott, who's probably watching this. I helped him buy Bitcoin at a higher price than it currently is back in 2017. So I'm sure you're getting ready to get back in, Scott. Stefano, give us your thoughts. Where is BTC and Ethereum specifically heading, say, over the next year, in your opinion?
Well, BTC is getting to all-time high. Like that's the direction. Everybody on Twitter, on articles, news, media, like you name it, everybody's pushing for like we're gonna go to that all-time high. What is gonna happen after that? That's a big question marks. Can we pull down now and then like go to all-time high? Can we like just touch all-time high and collapse down? Either way, to me, we're starting seeing that the big institutions are coming in. Banks are starting adopting that. Millionaires and billionaires are starting actually publicly mentioning that they have position on BTC, which means that they've been accumulating for the past 6, 10, 12 months or something like that. You don't prepare a position of that amount of money like in a couple of weeks and so on. So this is something that has started like easily a year ago or whatever, but not yesterday. So the sentiment is bullish in general. Like if people like of that caliber are buying, if banks are like DBS, for example, that put out the article that they are like thinking, well, they're not thinking, but they're going to launch like the exchange to purchase cryptos and so on. It means that every single person in Singapore will be able to buy BTC and Ethereum, for example, and some other coins as well. Ideally, this means that we're going to have like the ground for the normal Joe to buy cryptos, because we came like a long way from like dealing peer-to-peer and purchasing cryptos for the first time. Now we have like solutions like Coinbase or like any other of the other exchanges available. So the system has improved a lot, but for the average Joe or my mom, it's not easy. We're still like very, very far away. As soon as banks are going to allow something like that, then people can actually buy that. So where are we going? Personally, I think that we're going to get more adoption, and more adoption on demand and supply means that the price should go up. On the other side, I don't know. It's true. A lot of people are like in positive now. People might cash out at any time. But in the long run, as we have seen that for the entire history of BTC, except for like the window of 20 days or 2 days or 3 days, whatever it is, you're in positive. Ethereum is a completely different story. Ethereum is like way, way below all-time high. But Ethereum is playing like a game that is completely different than what BTC is doing.
You described it as I said to you today, obviously BTC is really getting to that point where, institutions, public companies are viewing it as, a treasury asset, or, a store of value. I asked you, what is there a silver to sort of Bitcoin's digital gold?
It ain't
you described Ethereum as oil. Do you maybe want to expand upon that?
Yeah, I view Ethereum as oil simply because like it doesn't keep the correlation between like gold and silver, because there are two different things. Like BTC, it's now becoming store of value, or is a speculation assets or whatever it is. It's actually like something that you trade or you exchange, and it has that specific value. Ethereum to me is similar to oil because it's that utility, that source, that material that is required to keep running the engine that is like the entire ecosystem that there is around Ethereum. Right now on Ethereum, you have DeFi is obviously like the most famous example, but you start having like NFTs in the sense of like artists, games, messaging apps, distributed storage of cloud storage type of things for data and so on. Supercomputer type of things, so like sort of AI and kind of like computational power that can be borrowed and lent. You start having basically like every single thing that is available on the Web 2. It's now available in some sort, good or bad, advanced or not, on Ethereum. And the difference is that like in order to use those things, you need to pay the gas. Now, obviously, the gas is going to go away with POS, and you're still going to pay like the transaction fees to the nodes, just not to the miners anymore. But that to me is just like something that it's a utility that you will need as the ecosystem is going to grow, as more and more people are going to like start developing new solutions and new applications. You are going to need Ethereum in the same way that like if you have a car, you need gasoline inside, or diesel, or electricity if you're having like a Tesla or whatever. The point is you need that thing to have your car running, and Ethereum to me is that. And at that point, demand and supply, again, in a completely different way. BTC, let's remember, 21 millions is set, whatever are the numbers of like 10% lost forever, blah, blah, and so on. Yep. But it's very scarce in limits and numbers, while Ethereum doesn't have that cap. It's also true that like with the launch of 2.0, as soon as we reach like the 10 millions into the contract, we're going to start seeing like a 4.9/5% return. So the supply, the inflation is going to decrease with time. When that happens, decreasing supply, decreasing inflation, but bringing in more people that are starting using all of these products all the time, and one person can actually start using like 20, 50 different products all at the same time, then demand should increase at that point, and therefore price should go up, like classic logic of demand and supply. But the two things
you're clearly very bullish on Ethereum. If we talk purely about a price point, say a year from now, would you say you're more bullish on price appreciation in Bitcoin or Ethereum?
I don't know, and I don't care. It cannot affect me in any possible way if it does a 10x, a 50x, or a 100x. The point is that I believe in both things for different reasons. I don't like banks. I'm okay on having my money in BTC. I love the Web3, the decentralized ecosystem. I love the fact that like I can be paid for watching ads using something like Brave instead of having to like give my money, my time, my data, my information to a company like Google and giving basically a return to someone else and not to me. So, I'm going to use them either way. I don't care what is going to be the price. I'm still going to use that because it's a better user experience at the end of the day. Okay. So the price, yes, I am bullish, but I don't care what is going to be the price.
Okay. Mr. Gonzo, you are Mr. Excitement when it comes to trading. Obviously, the show is much more about the fundamentals, but we are going to get your thoughts on how you're going to be trading on Prime XBT this weekend. And actually, I've got to give a massive shout out to the people at Prime. Thank you very much for your continued support of this channel. We really do appreciate that. Links below, people, if you want to check Prime out. We'll be talking about our action there shortly. But Mr. Gonzo, thank you for that, by the way, Stefano. I think you covered some interesting stuff there. Jorden, you love talking about price. Which is going to have the bigger price appreciation at this time next year for you, Bitcoin or Ethereum? And give us some reasons why.
Chainlink.
Yeah, Chainlink, no doubt. I don't know. They kind of go hand in hand, Like they're both.
No, they don't.
What are you talking about? They both hit all-time highs within the month of each other. Last year.
More than last year.
Yeah, the last bull run, 2018, the end of 2017. I don't know.
You haven't thought about this before?
No, I'm so similar to what Stefano's talking about. I'm just like I just accumulate both. I don't have like upwards price targets. It's just like a lifelong hold. Like that's the future. It's not like, oh, when it hits this number, I'm cashing out and like grabbing a yacht. It's just like I trade other shit to accumulate more of both of those, and that's it, right? Okay. I'm horrible at price predictions.
Let me. You're not going to give me an answer, are you? So I'm going to ask you a new question.
You want me to give you a number on both of them?
Just which one you think's got the better upside over the next year, price wise?
Oh, well, Ethereum, because it's further from its all-time high.
Okay.
Other than
valid
that,
point.
I mean, what's that?
Okay, very valid point. Next question, guys.
Can I just make a comment on what Stefano was talking about?
Sorry?
Can I just comment on what Stefano was talking about? Like he was saying, like Twitter, the banks, everybody's all bullish, and like for me, that's the biggest like counter trade. Like in the last the whole time I've been in crypto, anytime you get an overall consensus of something happening, the opposite happens. You know what I mean? And everybody's like, oh, all-time high, end of day, end of week, blah, 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 blah. I get this like, uh-oh.
So
feeling.
Will you be shorting Bitcoin on your Prime account then? Is that what you're saying?
Probably not. But nothing surprises me. Like,
okay, we'll get to that in a moment. For all you people that have been following this show, as you know, we're typically a review show. We've I think we're up to 12 projects now. We've got some pretty disturbing news on one of them, which we'll be getting to in a moment. But Stefano, you also, when we were talking earlier today, I forget the investor that you quoted saying that any good investor should effectively be in three main things. Who was that? Just remind me.
Warren Buffett.
Well, oh, okay. Yeah, the friend of crypto himself.
It's true. I mean, like Buffett.
Who's your third? What I want to ask you is, I know you love Bitcoin. I know you love Ethereum. We've obviously reviewed a lot of projects here, but throw it out to the entire crypto space. If you had to pick a third project that you could only ever be in, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and what would the third be?
Yeah, I think I'm going with Axie. I think as of today, I think I'm going with Axie.
Okay. We are going to be giving away, we're not giving away, but looking for people to 3 teams. So stay with us for that. Jorden, I'll ask you the same question. Quick answer. Who's your third?
Chainlink.
Okay. Moving on.
Guys.
Wait, what is the third project in my Tether? Oh, okay, Tether. My third one is going to be Tether.
Why?
Tether.
Because it's the third one in market cap. That's
Oh, Tether. I thought you said
Yeah.
Theta, which is the streaming company. Okay, look, well, we'll have a bit more of a general chat also in the second half of the show, but let's whip through the projects that we've previously covered on this show and how we've traded them over the week. I'll jump off first. So I haven't actually really done a hell of a lot of trading. I've started copy trading 2 new people on Prime XBT. They are Perpetual BTC and 12th Planet. So whoever you are, no sleeping, stay focused, get the job done. I'm watching closely. We'll let everyone know how you did next week. So yeah, I guess I'm just going to call BTC my trade of the week. It's had a storming week since we did the show last week, up over 18%, jumping around a wee bit at the moment. So that may well be different by the time you watch the show in a few hours. Other things of note, looking at my overall wallet, Stake is down again. Hex is down rather significantly as we film this on a Wednesday evening, down about 70% on the week. So coming up to the big payday in, I believe, 3 days. We're going to get Jorden to comment on Hex shortly, so stay with us for that. Other things of note for me, whilst the price of Ampleforth is down 18.8% since we filmed this time last week, the amount of coins that have been deposited directly into my Ampleforth holdings went up massively from 235. I now hold 396 Ampleforth coins. So that's actually been a really big gainer for me over the last week, even though the price is down. So that's really everything of note from my wallet and my trades. Jorden, do you want to jump in next?
Sure. My Prime is still $25. It's gone up a couple.
Oh, and that'll be very different in the next hour, by the way. Prime have come back on board, and you're back in the game, mate.
Yes, just in time to short it to 3K. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that. So I made a little move. I sold a little bit of my AGA just because it was the most capital that I had, and I wanted to get in, and I bought the Aave dip to qualify to get my NFT from Axie.
So you bought us a review project, and then you've dumped it a week later. Is that what you're saying?
I didn't dump it. I sold a portion. I rebalanced my portfolio because I really want to make sure that I qualify for that NFT. Hello. What happened here? Okay.
Nothing. You're still with us.
Okay. Yeah, no, I wanted to qualify for that NFT. So you need to have 0.065 Aave. I bought it at $41 and it's at $46. So it's up, which is good. At the same time, AGA has made quite some big moves. They burnt a quarter of the supply, which is pretty impressive. Tomasz, he's really going hard on appreciating the value of the token. He's doing lots of buybacks of the AGA. With Bitcoin going up, he's making some good profits. So that's a good one. It's holding that one, except I sold a quarter of it. So sorry, Tomasz, but I had to find something, and everything else is fucking wrecked. My Pamp is now worth $3, which is a major loss for me and Stefano. Sean smartly sold 2 weeks ago. But yeah. So there was an inflation bug in there. So it literally almost went to zero. In the last 24 hours, it's up 120%, but it's down about 99%. So that's no good. Pamp damped. And everything else, yeah, I'm contemplating selling my uni, maybe, but I don't think so. There's all kinds of crazy shit happening with uni, and I haven't really been able to keep up with it. There was a liquidity pool ending, which caused a bit of a dump there, but it seemed to bounce back pretty good. Chainlink, prime for move, I think. I've been saying that for a long time. But it's moving up. In SAT value, it's not moving up, but it's moving up in USD value with Bitcoin doing its thing. And yeah, so not a big week, pretty much similar to you guys or to Sean, except for the Pump loss, big loss.
So look, you guys obviously have held that. I think you spoke directly to some of the people there. Was this a technical issue, or is there potentially something a bit more nefarious, potentially illegal that's happened there?
Yeah, it seems to be nefarious. The story is that the anonymous dev that I interviewed, John, he was focusing on some other projects. He brought in a couple other people to help, and one of them was this guy named Keg.
Oh, yeah.
There's another guy. He's like a serial scammer, but basically he runs another project called BLV, which is Bellevue, and then he started another company like 2 weeks ago, and he did a pre-sale, and he took off with like apparently $5 million, and the developer gave the keys to these marketing guys, and this guy minted like 10 billion tokens, cashed out instantly, and he cashed out this Bellevue thing at the same time, and then he took the pre-sale money from this Loop Games project, all within
he's basically Pamp is looking like a scam job here.
Yeah, the channel's still open because it does, like the other two projects, they completely disappeared. They're gone, right? The telegrams, everything is gone. Pamp is still around, and everybody's like, what the fuck? And the developer's like, this is what happened. We got scammed by the scammer, this marketing guy. And I don't know, it all sounds fucking dodgy as hell. Like, people are like, oh, is the developer and Kagan the same guy? Like, who knows?
You guys have lost all your holdings in Pamp.
Well, it's worth $1.73 now. I mean, when
Stefano, comments on Pamp before we get into your other holding?
Stefano got the double dump.
Yeah, I got a double wrecked on that one because I was in the liquidity pool of Pump and Bonk, so I lost all the Pump because they're worth nothing, and they cash out everything. So Bonk basically from that liquidity pool is useless as well. So I got wrecked on both of them. Both positions are gone. Regarding the situation and what happened, I want to take this as a coding point of view, or like from a technical point of view. If I'm writing a smart contract and there is an audit that has been done over there, and the audit is highlighting that there is potentially the option for someone for minting an infinitive amount of tokens, and I don't do anything about that, that says a lot of the quality of developer that I am, first of all. Second thing, giving the key of a smart contract to a marketer, like to someone in marketing. One, I never heard of someone in marketing able to interact with smart contracts in the first part. But maybe this person is super capable of doing that. Who knows? There are like exceptional individuals in the world. But overall, it's like there are a lot of pieces of the puzzles that looks weird. So what can I say on that? I lost the money. I lost double on that. We made a mistake. I made a mistake in analysis on that. I should have sold earlier, or I should have not touched that in the first place. Unfortunately, is part of the game. We're trading the fact that we're not doing KYC, MAL, that we have no government protection, no police or nothing like that, for freedom. But freedom means also that things like that can happen in the first place. And what you want me to say? We lost. I lost double. So that's what it is.
But it is highly illegal, and apparently the Dutch authorities have the guy's ID. The guy's ID, his passport's been posted all over Telegram and Twitter. They're after the guy, apparently. So it's not like...
We will see, because to be honest, I don't know any law, at least like any Dutch law, that says that it's illegal to mint an infinitive amount of utility tokens or something like that. Now, the only argument that I can have on that is that if they consider Pamp a security instead of a utility, which because of like the staking and the dividends and the burning and all of that things, potentially could be a valid reason. From there, is it going to happen? I don't know. But even if it's going to happen, like, let's be honest, none of the people that lost the money are ever going to see $1 back. The only things that the police can do is actually put the guy in jail if they get to terms with that, which, by the way, would be a good thing if it happens because it's justice. But on the other side, who lost the money? Lost the money. That's it. Done. Next time, better be more careful on situations like that.
That sucks. So we've got our first truly shit coin on the show, unfortunately, by the look of it.
Yeah.
It's bound to happen. It always does. I mean,
well, look, to
if it's
everyone
not a
watching, you know,
coin-
we are a review show. We're going to do our best to really look closely at anything we're bringing on here. But obviously, you know, you must do your own research and make your own calls. But yeah, that does suck. Sorry to hear you two got burnt, and to anyone else out there watching that got burnt by what's looking pretty damn dodgy here. That sucks.
You know, if it's not a project, it's an exchange getting hacked, or, you know, there's so many risks in crypto, right? And it can't be stated enough, right? You got, you know, this wild west of coding with DeFi. You've got the centralized exchanges getting hacked. You've got the SEC cracking down on companies and coins. There's just so many dodgy.
All right, so another look. I don't want to necessarily associate Hex with Pamp, but that's obviously the other sort of big thing happening at the moment in the crypto world. I know a lot of people are interested to hear our thoughts on Hex. It is a project we have reviewed, but we'll get to that, and I'll get you, Mr. Gonzo, to talk on that first. But Stefano, you just want to obviously it's been a disaster for you with losing your Pamp and your bonk, but did anything else good happen for you?
From the top of last week to the bottom of this week, my trade of the week is double wrecked. I lost all my bonk and Pamp. Boom. What else did I do? I didn't do anything. Are you kidding me? I'm scared even touching something at this point. Prime. Didn't do anything. Still holding. Completely fine.
You might want to say a massive thank you to the people at Prime. I mean, we know you're a hodler, but BTC's kicking ass for you.
Thank you. That's very true. Thank you, Prime. That's it turned out that buy and hold is the best possible strategy ever. Instead of going like a random tokens, just buy BTC and all that. That's it.
We turned Stefano into a BTC maxi.
From now on, we talk only about BTC. No, I'm joking. But yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm not doing anything. The projects that we have reviewed, I lost 2 of them. Any other trade didn't do anything. There is also that thing that like it goes on trading or in general, like on investing. When you get burned, take a day off. Like type of things, like chill a little bit. Don't try to like, oh, I lost X and now I need to do something to regain that, plus going back in positive and so on, because that's addiction, that's craziness and so on.
Yeah.
It happened.
Trading.
Huh? Revenge
trading.
Yeah, or simply put, trading. But yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm down. That's pretty much it. So didn't do anything else. Didn't want to do anything. Didn't want to look at chart or anything else.
Yeah. I know, speaking to you over the last few days, you've not been happy about that whole situation. I'm sure anybody involved with that project will share your pain. Okay. Obviously, we've got the big payday. The big payday. So Hex has had a bit of a roller coaster ride. It's quite heavily down from this time last week. Difficult one for us to say that because we do edit the show and it goes out a few hours after we do this. Last week, I think I called it up 30%. By the time we posted, it was down 30. So I don't really want to get into specifics on exactly where it's trading right now. It's still actually significantly up from when we first reviewed it. But Mr. Gonzo, as a holder of Hex from day one. How are you seeing things playing out over the next week? A lot of people are expecting it all to go horribly wrong. What's your thinking?
Well, what we've seen is your classic, buy the rumor, sell the news happen, I think. Like there was that big run up last week where you were commenting on how well it's doing, right? And the general trader sentiment was it's going to dump after the big payday. So, of course, all the traders dump before the big payday. And so that's why we see these massive down wicks happening in the last week, because you got all these people that were staking and they're pulling their stakes early to catch the big price, right? But what's happening now is you're getting these really massive stakes going in for like 2 days, a day, because it happens in the next 24 hours, the big payday. So now the inflation is stopping. There's no more adoption amplifier happening. You can't just buy Hex for ETH off the Hex website, and there's no more Hex being minted now. So now it all moves, the focus moves to the T shares, which the price apparently is just going to keep going up. Man, it's complicated, and I'm not 100%. I don't 100% know exactly. Nobody knows what's going to happen, but I was expecting a dump, but I was expecting this dump maybe like closer to the big payday, and then after the big payday. So, yeah, I really don't know. There's lots and lots of heavy weight going into staking for a day, 2 days here, the last couple of days. So it's interesting, I'm cash. I'm staked up. I got a stake coming up in 2 days. I think you're the same, right, Sean? A day or two after.
I think a third of my holding is just afterwards. So we'll probably actually do another show, hopefully also with Richard Hart again. I think we all enjoyed that chat with him. So we'll see if we can get him back on in the next week. So overall, Hex for you, Mr. Gonzo, are you feeling bullish or bearish?
Hex?
Yeah.
I'm still the same. A little bit indifferent, but for my big payday, I'm up 287%, 3x from the stuff that I staked 90 days ago. So, I mean, the big payday is going to give us a ton more Hex, right? The question is what the price is going to be after the big payday. So,
would you consider buying more of it at this point?
Right now?
Well, no, if the price were to significantly drop.
Probably not right now. I put my allotment in. I'm just going to let it ride, When those stakes come up, if it's crazy high price, I might consider selling half and then restaking the rest.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of spread across a bunch of different shit coins. So I want to wait for the next alt season.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to wait for all the alts to start battling back here after this BTC pump, and start reallocating once I get further in the green, as opposed to selling red, because that's no good.
All right, very good, very good. Now listen, a subject that the two of you probably love more than anything else. We're going to finish off the show with that. Stefano, you couldn't make the show yesterday where we spoke about what we're doing with these Axie sponsorships. So maybe we'll let you talk first about exactly what we're doing. If you haven't seen that video, link below to it. But in summary, tell people about what we're doing with our Axie Infinity teams and why are we doing it, in your opinion?
So, let's see if I can put that a little bit on a cinematic thing. 3 teams of 3 Axie each for 3 students and 3 teachers, which are supposed to be us, competing one against each other to earn the biggest amount of SLP in a month for a coupon card on something. No, I don't know. For something. So either way, we're basically giving a scholarship so people don't need to get a team and spend that $100 or $200 to start playing the game, and they can start learning a little bit about all of this word and so on. why this is important to me, at least. It goes back to that like conversation about Ethereum being oil and et cetera, et cetera. My vision of what is going to happen in the future, like in few years from now, is that Ethereum and in general like the ecosystem, the blockchain, are going to put like the basic level of universal basic income, in a sense of like that people are going to be able to do things that they're currently doing every single day, but getting money, being paid, earning a monthly salary, but doing things like that. And so you got examples of like searching the web, and you can, instead of using Google, you can use systems like pre-search. Going online on a browser, you can use Brave instead of using Chrome or Safari and so on. Playing a game, instead of playing Call of Duty, which is a cool game, jokes aside, and paying like $10 every season for like getting skins and so on, you can play Axie and earning tokens and so on and so on. So why this is important? Because it is the fundamental level. We are early. We're super early adopters on something like this, on something that potentially can change economy and society for forever. So the simple fact that we're allowing 3 people touching something like that, an experience like this, plus obviously people that are watching the show and learning a little bit more about that, to me is a learning process and a brand and awareness type of things, and awareness of something that is possible, so that maybe some people can, start actually earning a monthly salary on something like that. I think it's super important. We had that interview with Jeff about like how people in Venezuela and the Philippines are literally earning a living out of that. Like as a concept, and I'm repeating myself because I always say that, it's huge. And so obviously giving that option to 3 people, are you kidding me? That's amazing. Then sure. Yeah. Whatever comes after.
Now, obviously, we're each going to have our team that will support. Is there any reason that my particular team couldn't be multiple players, so they could go around the clock?
So, yes or no. There is a couple of things on that. The system of Axie has been changed exactly to avoid people cheating the system or farming too much. So traditionally, like in a day that you're playing the game, you're looking at making between like 150 and 200 SLP for a complete session. And these are coming from the 50 SLP that you got to complete all the daily tasks.
Well, so what's the current USD equivalent in that figure? Might be
four
on
cents.
200 is around like between $7 and $8. Depends on like the value of Axie in a day that can be earned.
Right.
Now, obviously, again, for a lot of people in developed countries, $8. Let's simplify just to keep the numbers round. $300 a month. It's not a monthly salary. But in a lot of countries, that is a monthly salary. And so if you have like multiple players, you're kind of like limited to that like 150, 200 SLP per day with like all the daily tasks and so on. So you could earn more because the PvP is unlimited, but you have the energy. And the energy recharge of like 5 points every, I think, 2 hours or something like that. So even if you expand that to a point, after that, you can basically get like 5 matches every 2 hours. And 5 matches are like at a high level, giving you like 8, 9 SLP. Let's simplify. Let's say there are 10. You're basically making 50 additional SLP every 2 hours. So okay. Yeah, you could double that.
What's the most somebody could realistically make a day, do you think, doing this?
Well, just by playing the game or by using the entire economy?
For what we're offering.
So from what we're offering, I think that a person that is pushing that and so on can potentially looking at making between base, like a minimum thing, I would expect around like $200, and like pushing very, very, very hard, potentially even $500 or $600 actually.
You're talking per month, right?
Yeah, per month.
Yep. Okay. So there's links below this video if you are interested in that. Get in touch with us. obviously, we ideally want someone that's willing to maybe jump on some of these videos with us and tell us about yourselves. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we look forward to. We're going to be launching that pretty soon. So please share this video around and the links to get involved there. Jorden, obviously we've already covered this in yesterday's video, but anything you want to quickly add before we finish up today?
There was a funny video. They busted a Chinese SLP farm.
Oh yeah, that's
fucking hilarious. There's
amazing.
like 10, like an office space, and it says like "work harder" or something like that on the wall. And then there's like 10 dudes all on their screen, and they all have like 6 Axie windows open. They're playing like 6 games at a time with multiple accounts, and there's like 6 or 7 guys all doing it. And then like an hour later, there's a tweet like, "Oh, we just busted an SLP farm." These guys, they got banned. And then they were jumping in the Telegram like, "Oh, why did you ban us? What this actually is bullshit. You banned us? Why'd you do that?"
Okay, on that, we'll actually finish off by letting you know that we've actually got Jeff from Axie back on the show with us in the next couple of days. So smash the likes. Don't hit them, smash them. And subscribe and set a notification. And if you'd like to be involved in this Axie sponsorship, links are below. So a very up and down week, I guess, would be the way to describe this one, guys. Some pretty great stuff has happened and some absolutely shitty stuff as well. Unfortunately for you boys with your Pamp.
Welcome to crypto.
I think, yeah, it's a week in crypto. Like,
on my personal account, Pamp was one of the first shitcoins that I bought with the whole DeFi Uniswap hype, right? And fuck, what a story that is. I put like 1 ETH in. I did a bit of work for them to do some graphics. I made some more. And at one point, it was like worth 18 ETH, what I had. 18. Now it's fucking 0.
Yeah.
I took a bit of profit, when it was peaking. But fuck, man. What a story that is. Which, like, I don't even care about the HardForking account because it's nothing compared to personally what it was worth and what it ended up being now.
Yeah.
So, but that's fuck. Now I've got Uniswap, I've got Pamp, I've got Cryptopia. My list of like hacks and scams goes on and on and on. But gotta put my head down and keep doing it, man.
No, but that's. I think that's like one of the thing that, like, we're doing the show for obviously entertainment, the competition, all of that things. But
scammed.
That's kind of the thing, We always say that of like putting that like 5, 10, 20, 50, whatever it is in a month to like learn about all of this stuff and so on. Mm-hmm. But when we're saying like not financial advice, those are exactly the examples for this. Like things like that happens over and over again. I got a couple like a month ago as well of projects that like rug pull within pre-sale, not even like being live for a few months and so on. And like those are exactly the things. Like the risk here, it's here. Like it's super simple to like lose everything. So watch 3 idiots losing money and being scammed. Don't put your own money doing that, basically.
And getting wrecked in margin trading.
Also that.
So
why are you including me in the 3 idiot thing?
Well, I mean,
you're not wrecked, Sean?
No, he's not.
Nope.
He's receiving NFTs because we are behind the curtains, ensuring that he's not being left out.
You guys during the show, I will give you both that. It's
how's your DMG doing?
New level of excitement from just covering Bitcoin for nearly 4 years now. I've learned a hell of a lot during the show, and I think you made some really good points there, Stefano. It is early days. There's crypto is full of shitbags. It's also full of some great people as well. We'll do our best to try and review these projects for you. You've obviously got to do your own research on top of that. There are great people in the space as well, and great things happening. So hopefully we'll uncover more of those for you and do our best to avoid situations like Pamp, but they are out there.
I mean, you don't even have to get wrecked with a scam or a hack. You can get wrecked just normal price action.
Yeah,
apparently good projects. Look at DMG. you know, like completely
That's
wrecked,
true.
right? Bonk, which is, you know, it's a upfront developer. The guy's busting his ass. He's making progress. Still wrecked, you know, like it.
Well, it's all relative.
There's
If you
so
bought
many
DMG
different
a
levels,
week
right?
ago, you're up 25%.
Well, of course, that's what I mean. Like price action,
Yeah.
will wreck you harder than a scam and a hack. You know, like
Yeah.
if you
Because
go
I
through a
think that there
cycle-
is a difference than like on a hack or on a rug pull. It's like this.
yeah,
Like,
it's like
gone,
the Band-Aid pulse.
done.
Yeah.
So it's like wrapping the bandage. Like it's the shock is brutal, but it goes away after a little bit. While when you're looking like the price, like going slowly, and it never stops. Like psychologically it drains you. Like
I know all DC.
Well, you try having a Bitcoin brand for 2 years of a bear market and having to make content every goddamn day.
time to sell our
Yeah,
houses and buy Bitcoin.
Oh my god! So life's a hell of a lot more
All in.
interesting at the moment. That's for sure.
All in on BTC.
Anyway, listen. Thank you for watching, everybody. We hope you found some entertainment or learned something from today's episode. There's links below, obviously, to Axie. There's also links below to all the other projects that we've previously reviewed. We've done some interviews during the week that we will be getting out as well. One good one with some guys at Mintable. So we'll actually be reviewing them next week on the show as well. And we've actually got some really good projects lined up for other reviews. So look, we do appreciate your comments and support. Thank you once again for watching. We'll see you all very soon. Catch you later, guys.
Peace out.
Fun.
To the moon!
1 BTC and 32 ETH.